Have you ever noticed someone who just never says, I love you first? No matter how long you've been together, no matter how deep things get, they always wait. And most people look at that and think, something is off. They're distant. They're cold. They just don't care enough. But psychology says that silence isn't emptiness, and you've been reading it wrong the whole time. Let's break down the real psychology behind people who never say, I love you first. 1. Their words carry weight. Psychologists say people who hold back on verbal expressions of love have an exceptionally high standard for what they say out loud. What that basically means is their words are never filler. They don't say things because the moment felt right, or because silence would be awkward, or because it seemed like the thing to say. When something comes out of their mouth, it's because they mean it, and they're absolutely sure. Most people use words to test how they feel. These people only speak once they already know. And that kind of certainty, the kind that waits until it's absolutely real, is one of the rarest things you'll ever find in another person. 2. They don't follow the crowd. Think about where the pressure to say, I love you, actually comes from. To say it early, to say it often, to say it publicly. That pressure isn't natural, it's constructed. It's the script that social media, movies, and culture wrote for how love is supposed to sound. And most people follow that script their entire lives without once questioning it. Psychologists who study social conformity say that people who resist performing emotions on cue have a significantly stronger sense of individual identity. These people never downloaded that script. They decided a long time ago that they weren't going to say something just because the world expects them to. And while everyone else is performing love, they're just living it. 3. Silence is their strength. This is the part that changes everything. Most people think silence around love means weakness, that these people are scared or broken or holding something back. But psychologists say the complete opposite is true. The ability to sit with a deep feeling, to hold it, to be completely sure of it before speaking it, that is emotional strength at its highest level. These people are not afraid of love. They are not afraid of being vulnerable. They are simply strong enough to not need to announce every feeling the moment it arrives. Their silence isn't absence, it's control, it's depth. It's the kind of emotional security that most people spend their whole lives trying to find. 4. They show it instead. And while they're not saying it, they're living it every single day. Psychologists who study behavioral expressions of love have found that actions are a far stronger predictor of long-term relationship satisfaction than words ever could be. And these people know that intuitively. They remember what you said 3 weeks ago that you've already forgotten. They show up on the days when showing up costs them something, and they never make a big deal of it. They're not withholding love, they're pouring it into everything they do. The words are just the one channel they don't use. Everything else, wide open. 5. They bring out your best. This is what makes these people truly different from everyone else. Because when you're with someone who doesn't hand out I love you freely, something quietly happens to you. You grow. You become more self-aware. You stop looking for constant verbal reassurance and start paying attention to what actually matters. You start to feel love in the details instead of the declarations. Psychologists say this is one of the clearest signs of secure attachment, and people in these relationships consistently report feeling more confident, more independent, and more emotionally grounded than in any relationship they've had before. These people don't just love you. Without even trying, they make you better. They don't need to say, "I love you" first, because the love they give you doesn't live in words. It lives in who you become because of them. So next time you notice someone who never says, "I love you" first, don't assume they feel it less. They might just be the kind of person who feels it so deeply, lives it so fully, and guards it so carefully that saying it out loud is almost beside the point. They don't announce their love, they build it, quietly, completely. And the people who are wise enough to recognize that, they end up with something most people spend their whole lives looking for. If you love understanding why people are the way they are, subscribe now. Because on this channel, we don't just observe behavior, we decode the people behind it.